I started to talk about the Archons in 2012, but quite frankly, I think that I've been dealing with them most of my life. I don't think it's an accident that this is a topic that I've been drawn to speak about, and I certainly, for some reason, and I can't exactly tell you why, I don't feel powerless over the Archons. I think that once we begin to become aware of what's going on, as well as self-aware, if we become aware of our own power and maybe why we're facing resistance, I think we need to go deeper into the investigation of what is going on in this matrix. So naturally, I get a lot of questions about the Archons, and I let everyone know that I'm not an expert, that technically this really is all speculation. It is modern gnosis. And so in this modern day of technology and world events, what's needed on the planet is a Gnostic or spiritual interpretation of what is going on. Now, the battle of good and evil is not something that is solely found in the Nag Hammadi. Okay, the battle of good and evil, or God and the devil, or some sort of oppression on humanity, this is found all throughout the world, going back thousands and thousands of years. But there's something about Gnostic information even referencing the Archons. For some reason, it's kind of like saying Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice with some individuals. And so today they call people crazy. I talk about things of this nature. In the past, they just straight up killed them. Things have gotten a little bit calmer over time, but the nasty Archon spirit remains on the earth. So I decided to make a video answering some of these questions that were sent by a viewer by the name of Marcus. I want to thank Marcus for sending these questions. And what I'm going to do is actually get into the material without even taking time to think about my response. That's what's fun about this segment. He actually wrote some questions down. Instead of me texting him back and forth on Facebook, I said, hey Marcus, I'll make a video about it. Do me a favor and put all your messages, right, in one message. And I did a little copy paste. Now I'm looking at it in Word, much easier than Facebook. So first question. What exactly are the Archons in terms of physiology? Are they physical beings, or do they only exist in the physical realm? Well, in this physical world, we can see the physical actions of the Archons through physical human beings. We have this aspect of ourselves that's able to be hijacked. And so, Archon, as I see it, is more of a spiritual thing. When you hear about other spiritual parasites, descriptions of certain alien groups, if they're involved in manipulating humanity, if they're using artificial intelligence, if they perhaps are using other groups to continue to build upon whatever Archon grid they've developed, i.e. Greys, reptilians, abducting human beings, and doing certain things with their sperm and eggs, things of that nature would all fall under the pyramid of Archon. The question, though, really is, it's like asking the question about the appearance of God. What does God look like? Well, I mean, it would be a human perspective to be asking a question about the appearance of God. Now, I'm not comparing Archons to God, but when you think about the Archons or whatever this is that's interfacing with us, I don't believe that it can be described as one particular alien species, having one particular appearance. It's more the methodology. The physiology of the entities that are causing great destruction on the earth happen to be human beings that are suffering from some serious memory wipe, mind hijack. We see completely inverted behaviors where human beings are destroying their environments without showing a consciousness showing consciousness of their actions and what they're doing. And so it's less the physiology in my interpretation. And it's the hijacking of human consciousness. It's a frequency. It's not limited to one animal. It's not limited, certainly, to one particular perception of race on the earth. There are others on the internet that talk about the Archons that get racial with it. And they start talking about white genocide. There's one particular author who's known as the expert on the Archons. And yet he won't talk about the darker skinned human beings being violently removed off the planet. He's talking about the color of Europeans changing and this being a threat to the world. And for someone to make that the issue and not discuss the other things taking place, to omit millions of what that man might see as Babylonians removed off the planet. So I'm able to identify Archon consciousness. It has nothing to do with the fact that that particular man happens to be white. If he was a black street preacher arguing for the death of the white race, I would be seeing an Archon in that preacher, that street preacher as well. And that is what I see in the street preachers. They're calling for the death